Hi, I'm Martha. Today we're going to take you through some of the steps to create a lot with a little. These centerpieces in front of me are in two different stages of completion. And I'll show you what supplies you need or that you may have around your home to create such a nice centerpiece for the fall. So stick around and I'll show you some of the steps to create your own. So I'm going to get started with my centerpiece. I have chosen a container and I have placed the floral foam inside of it. Now I'm going to choose the sizes of pumpkins or gourds that I would like to use. This is a foam pumpkin and I've spray painted it black. I've used an indoor-outdoor spray paint that is combined with a primer for all three pieces. Now you will notice that the three pumpkins are different shapes and different sizes, and this is on purpose so you get a tiered effect. After you have decided on the sizes and shapes of the pumpkins, now it's time to get them on a dowel or some other item that will hold them in place. It's kind of funny, by the time I had gotten to this step, I had misplaced my dowel and I resorted to a knitting needle. So yes, I'm telling you, haha, that's what I did. So I have a size 5 knitting needle holding all three pumpkins skewered, so to speak, together. In between each layer, I put several pony beads, just in case the pumpkins decided to start moving down the needle, the skewer. After I placed the pumpkins on the knitting needle, now it was time to decorate, and that's the fun part. I had purchased some artificial flowers in a leopard print, and I simply removed the flower heads from the stems and decided where they were going to be placed. Since I thought I might use these pumpkins again, instead of gluing, I used the straight pins that have the large heads to them that are colored, and I did this on purpose so that you would see them. Okay, so now I'm just going to simply place them, which also makes repositioning the flowers very easy. So I keep, working with it until I'm pleased. And after I've placed all the flowers, then I can decide what other little embellishments I'd like to add. And I really didn't add too much other than leaves, and I used oak leaves on my smaller centerpiece so I could continue with the oak leaves, or for variety I could add some maple leaves. On the larger centerpiece, I'm going to cover the bottom with a pattern, and I found a scarf that also has a leopard print. After all of this is decorated, I wanted to make it look like a present. So I used some ribbon, and I just tied the ribbon up and around as if it was a present and made a nice bow on the top. And so it was really a little planning, a lot of fun, and you'd be surprised what kinds of supplies you have around the house, so you don't have to buy a lot. And if you have to make some purchases, you might not want to invest in a lot of money. Go to some of those dollar stores and see what they have to offer. And that way you can mess around and it then won't cost you a lot. So I hope you have some fun this holiday and throughout the rest of the year and experiment. So if you have some helpful tips or fun stories for me, I'd love to hear about them. Crafts are fun and sometimes even funnier when we do them. So until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye. This is one of the sizes of pumpkins that I used for the two smaller skewered pumpkins. When you take this centerpiece off, whether it's flowers, leaves, whatever decoration it is, since it's glued inside of the foam, it might make a slight hole or indentation. That's okay, because you're going to spray paint it in the color of your choice, and then when you put it on your knitting needle as a skewer, just turn it over. So this is the clean part that's here. In case these flowers don't hide that little mark indentation, then the pretty part will be on the top. And that's another little hint for you.